Welcome to the blizzard. It's not really a blizzard, it's just when the wind is blowing the snow off the trees, then you get hit in the face by these tiny snowflakes. But I realized when I picked up the phone to record this that, a lot of people have their studios and their backgrounds and like sets where they record. And my outdoor gym in the snow in this winter, Swedish January, is my backdrop and my office to record. The sun has set already. I was inside studying for a bit too long. I also had some lunch, and then the sun sets at, today was 10 to 4, I think, 3:52 maybe. And it's just sad to miss out on the sun. It should really be my first priority to get out and get a bit of snow. Did I say miss out on the snow? I am definitely not missing out on the snow. It's sad to miss out on the sun. And my first priority should really be to get some sunlight. But once again, I'm out running. It's the 12th of January, and I realized I had a thought that I thought I wanted to share with you, of course, as per usual. And that is that I think that life should sometimes be hard, but I think you should be a bit selective about what hardships you give your energy towards, and what you what you stress about and what you make hard. I don't want to say that you should take life easily and that you should always be happy and think of everything always positively. I think that life is really a balance between the good and the bad. I think it's like a scientific thing also with homeostasis, the balance in a way. And I mean, it might sound cliche, it might sound poetic, but contrast is also important. Now I appreciate the sun so much because it's so rare and you don't always get sunlight throughout the entire day here during winter. So since it's dark most of the time, that just makes me appreciate the sun even more. And if I were to be sad, that makes me appreciate being happy more. I mean, if I was constantly happy, or if I was constantly out in sunshine, I think that I would start taking it for granted. And in one way, maybe taking sunlight and happiness for granted, always being happy, always being out in the sun, isn't that bad, because they're good things. But that's a perfect world. So, or maybe it isn't even a perfect world. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I still think that there's something beautiful in hardships. There's something meaningful in getting hit in the face, not physically, literally, but just having something that it didn't really quite go your way, but you can still come back from it. You learn and you live your life, because it's inevitable that bad things will happen and that things don't always go as planned. So it's more important to find a way to handle the hardships. And what I mean in my opening statement about choosing your hardships is that I'm a student, as you know. I have an exam tomorrow, and I haven't really studied for the exam. My friends, this is like a notoriously super difficult course. If I'm being honest and real, actually, if I'm being absolutely honest, I won't say I'm gonna fail. I will also not say that I'm gonna pass. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's more likely that I will fail, seeing as I have not put in the time that you need, and I do not understand the curriculum needed to actually pass. But I've done crazier things. Maybe not crazier, but as crazy as passing an exam that I haven't really studied for. This it will probably not be the case, but I will still be optimistic. But what I'm getting at is I have a lot of friends that are super stressed about this exam, and in one way I really, really understand them, because in contrast to me, they've put in a lot of work and a lot of hours, and they're way more emotionally bound to this this exam and to this course than what I am, because I haven't really put in a lot of effort, any effort at all, basically. So, I mean, seeing as if you were to measure things in ROI, as in return on investment, you know, if I were to pass this exam, then that would be a huge return on the tiny bit of investment that I made. But for my peers who have studied way more, if they were to pass the course, they'd be relieved. They don't take it for granted. They're still scared about not passing. And again, I understand that I'm being super naive, but that's just how I work. That's my mindset. And this is one of the things that I don't let be a hardship. I feel like I'm a bit indifferent towards the result of this exam, because there will always be a re-exam. And I mean, I'm also a bit stoicistic in the way that at this time now, when it's tomorrow, the exam, I can't really do much more than to just study for it today. It would have been good if I had started studying earlier, and that's a lesson that I can learn for my next courses. It's the unteachable lesson I never learn. But I won't let this course stress me out the way that it stresses my peers out. And I might sound naive, and it might sound like I can always flip all the negatives into positives, and there's always a lesson behind everything, and don't let this get you down and stuff like that. But I know that there will be things in life that are way harder. Actual things. I mean, I told my friend yesterday that this could still be one of our gap years. Gap years? I think they're gap years. Yeah, leap years are the extra day. Yeah, gap years, where we could be out working like as a barista and being out traveling, but we're in school instead. But I'm not sure I believe in alternative universes, but there could be a lifetime where I'm not studying right now, but rather I took 1 or 2 more gap years, and that Nathaniel is not stressed about this exam. I understand that I should be, because now I've committed to school. I'm emotionally involved. I have a lot of time and effort invested into school, so of course I want to see a positive return on all my investment. But at the same time, it's just an exam. There will be re-exams, and as far as I'm concerned, I will show up tomorrow. There's a very big chance that I will not pass and that I might not even get a lot of points, but I will still show up, and I think it's good practice to take the exam and to see what it's like for future exams. For the re-exam, I think it's good to have some practice in by actually seeing what the exam is, how it's structured, and what it feels like to sit there and write it. Because you're allowed to bring the book, and it's for 5 hours instead of 4, so it's really interesting how you're supposed to kind of the logistics behind answering the questions. But yeah, that was this ramble. I'm not quite sure really what the takeaway is. Maybe it's to stress less about the things that in the big picture don't really matter, but I also understand that I'm in a bit more, I feel like my position is a bit privileged to be indifferent towards exams, because I understand that they're super important to the degree. I'm also privileged being Swedish, because we don't pay tuition to the university, so I really have all the resources to feel indifferent if I so wanted to. But of course I should be more invested, so maybe that's a fault of the Swedish university system, where it lets students be way too comfortable with failing. But I'm just happy that I'm not super stressed out, and I know also that I take responsibility. So I know that if I fail this, then I will actually study for the re-exam so that I can graduate, because I really want to graduate. So I need to learn how I work when it comes to studying, and need to build a more sustainable and fruitful study technique where I actually study for my exams and during the courses. So that was it. See ya.